Hey guys, I'm Tyann. I do not have Bobby here with me today, but this is still Godfrey's Hope, and I wanted to come today to do a video about getting a cervical cerclage, which is something that I had to get for this pregnancy. As many of you may or may not know, I have had 4 miscarriages, so with the latest one I had being the third one, I was 17 weeks. With that, the doctors wanted me to well, they didn't want me to necessarily. They gave me the option to get the cervical cerclage, and I did take them up on that offer. And I'm going to read you a little bit about the cerclage so that we can all be on the same page going forward. Let's see. This is a If you're pregnant and your doctor thinks your baby might arrive too early or that you could miscarry because of a weak cervix, she may do something called a cervical cerclage. This surgery is also called a cervical stitch. It's done to keep your cervix closed. The cervix is a funnel-shaped tissue that opens during childbirth so the baby can move out of the uterus and through the vagina. You can have the procedure done at a hospital or a surgical center. Patients usually go home the same day. And I'm reading this verbatim from WebMD. Let's see, why is it done? When your body gets ready to give birth, the cervix starts to dilate or widen. But if your cervix is weak or has other problems, it might open too soon. This can lead to premature delivery or a miscarriage, which is what happened in my case. It says your doctor may suggest a procedure if you have a history of second trimester pregnancy loss with painless dilation of the cervix, if you've had a cervical cerclage during a previous pregnancy, your cervix starts to open in your second trimester with painless dilation of the cervix, or if you've given birth before 34 weeks of pregnancy and you've had a short cervical length before 24 weeks of pregnancy. So that's a little bit about the cerclage, and it's normally done between 12 and 14 weeks of pregnancy, but you can get it up to 24 weeks. So when I got my cerclage, I was 12 weeks, and this is the procedure that took place. So I went to the hospital. Well, before the hospital, they the day before, they give you a medical grade soap to shower with the night before. I guess it's kind of like when you scrub in, because they give you a sponge, they give you the soap, and they tell you like specific directions on how to take a shower. So you do that shower the night before with that soap, and then you do that same shower the morning of the surgery with the soap and the sponge and the scrubbing and how many seconds. They tell you exactly how to take a shower as if it's your first time, but I guess it could be under the given circumstances. So then you go into the hospital. They give you an IV, of course, for your anesthesia and all that stuff. After that, they have you under this sheet blanket type of thing, that a warmer. Well, yeah, and it has like hot air to keep your body warm. They put those little things on your legs to, like the compression sock things that, blow up and stuff, to keep the blood circulating. They check on the baby, which in my case, they have to hear the baby's heartbeat for like 6 seconds. In my case, the baby kept running away from the thing, so we could not hear him for 6 seconds. He just, every time she found him, he would go somewhere else. Find him, go somewhere else. So she literally looked for him for like 5 minutes, and then we gave it a break. She went to go get my husband and mom from out the waiting room to come back. He just would not cooperate. And then the second time, it took about 2 minutes for her to find him and him to stay still. So shout out to him for cooperating. So then they take you back for the surgery, which takes about 15 minutes. You're completely under anesthesia. I did read somewhere that they have an option for you to be awake during the situation, but I can't think of any reason why I would want to be awake during a surgery. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, I clearly remember them rolling me to the OR. I remember looking up at all the nurses or whoever people. I remember them putting the thing on my face, and I'm like, is this the part where I go to sleep? And she's like, yeah, basically. And then I did. So after the surgery, they take you to recovery like any other surgery. The nurses, again, look for the baby's heartbeat, which they couldn't find it at all. They were looking all nervous and alarmed. I showed them where to find them. They found them. Great. Then they release you. Same day, outpatient surgery. And basically, you're down for that day. And after that, in my circumstance, I was free to move about the country. After that, they didn't have me on bed rest or anything like that. So I was free and clear. I don't know if that's a case-by-case basis. I'm not a doctor, so. Everything up until now, I'm 26 weeks pregnant, so I got that at 12. I'm 26. Everything's going well. The baby's fine. My specialist did say that the Cerclage is the only thing keeping him in there, so I'm very grateful that I did go ahead and get the Cerclage. When they presented it to me, I was really nervous about it. Guys, I'm out of breath because anybody who's been pregnant knows that doing anything just makes you out of breath. So really out of breath right now. But she said that everything's good. The Cerclage is keeping him in there. That's great. So when they first told me about it, I was really nervous. I did not want to go under anesthesia. I did not want to get something done if I didn't 100% need it done, because you know, nothing is 100% with pregnancy. Like, you never know what's going to happen. But the specialist explained to me that with your cervix, things could happen very quickly. And by the time you try to fix it, it's too late. So I did go ahead and decide that, hey, this would probably be in my best interest. And obviously it was. It was painless, except for about a day or two after. I did notice my tailbone was like really hurting horribly, and when I told the specialist about it, she told me that it was probably due to the positioning on the operating table, which the table was so little, so hard, and they had all that weight lifted up. I'm sure that could have been the case, all that dead weight on that little bitty tailbone, bless his heart. But it did go away after about maybe a week, if it took that long. But that was the only pain I had from the surgery. Everything else was good. I'm grateful that I got it. So my next video, I'm going to talk about getting progesterone shots, which the shots are Makina, and I get those weekly. So I'll do a video talking about getting the shot, any side effects that I've had, and that whole getting a shot every week experience. More than likely, Bobby will not be with me for that video. We can't get our schedules to go together at this point. And as you can see from our last video, it's so pretty. The sun is out kinda, so the light is good. When we video at night, it's not the best. I don't really like it. So the school year is almost over, so he should be here during the day, maybe to shoot some videos with me. But since I'm on bed rest, I have all the time in the world to do these videos with or without him. I also want to do a video about going to the hospital and why I am on bed rest today. So if you have any questions about my experience getting the Cerclage or anything like that, you can drop it below in the comments and I will answer all of your questions to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, I am not a doctor, so I will not have all the answers, but what I can answer, I will. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video, got a little bit of knowledge about Cerclages if you care to know. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.